right. You ready now? Dude, I'm ready. I'm good. Why are you late? Well, I'm late because, I'm not known for being punctual, and, I'm not good at being on time for stuff. That is literally not an excuse. Your excuse for being late is that you're not on time. Well, my reason for being late is that I'm not on time, and I think that that's just completely fair. I don't understand the problem. But that doesn't mean that it's bad. Can I just, can I do the intro music now? Dude, you can do the intro music whenever you want. I'm going to let the people know this is Don't Say the F Word. We are a pro wrestling and combat sports podcast. We don't use the F word when we talk about professional wrestling. Shouldn't let your friends use it either. That's my line. Okay, I get it. Just go ahead and do your theme. I love you too. Bump, 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 bump. Where's Joe at? Bump, bump, bump. That's not part of this. That's not part of it. It says Joe's trying to join right now. Can you just go back to your I love you too. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell so you don't go to hell. We're not a cult. And if you go to hell, it's not our fault. That is you can't say, and that I don't think that's definitely not the thing. Trying to mess with the algorithm here and talk about how much we love YouTube. And it says Joe's unable to join. Probably wouldn't happen if you were on YouTube with this. Yeah, well, this is live on Instagram. That's how we do the show. You know we do a live show. Yeah, and that's because you won't take the time to script anything. That's probably part of it. But I like live TV.
I like live.
Joe.
Yeah.
He's late.
I should have made a bet, but hey.
Listen, man, it's not my fault that I'm late.
Like I said,
what were you doing that made you late? I was busy.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah, Joe.
Look, as long as it wasn't like 5:35, we all good. He came at a good, decent time.
So as long as he's within 30 minutes, he's on time?
As long as if it's past 5:30, he's late, then he's going to start asking fees onto him. How that sound? If it's past 5:30.
Oh, we're going to fine him for being late?
That's right.
I have
Yeah.
a good reason.
Okay.
I was finishing this. He's massive.
I'll let you pass. He can pass.
I mean, it does look pretty cool.
He get free pass. He got free pass, y'all. Free pass. I can't say no to that. I can't.
Yeah, now that takes a while, Joe. I've been working on that for like 2 weeks. Maybe not 2 weeks, like a week and a half.
Oh, it'd be good.
There we go. Joe.
Come back.
Joe.
Yeah.
Joe.
Yeah.
A lot of controversy over the weekend, Joe.
Yes. I'm going to say this. For start off, I got start for one. Let's just say I'm very, very glad and happy for the recovery for Chris Bay, the TNA wrestler, who is now feeling better, feeling his legs, and
his first steps,
and neck fusion, and I don't know where the bones that they talk about on the X-ray, y'all. I ain't no bone doctor, so I can't tell you where exactly they're at. But the neck fusion went great. He's moving, and he's not paralyzed, so that's a good thing.
It's a great thing. It's a great thing. He is able to walk, which I think was very much being questioned. So,
and
I think the fact that he can walk is a massive miracle.
That's a miracle. And step two, two for the day. I gotta say, for my dear Australian friends, family, and the fans of the show, I just want you to know that all around the world, we was like you. We were fooled, y'all. We were fooled. We thought it was pay-per-view as well. We were fooled.
I definitely thought that we were told it was a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I just thought it was a pay-per-view. I think we were told that Grand Slam was a pay-per-view. Now, no other Grand Slam has been a pay-per-view. I understand that. But I feel like we were told this one was, and that's why they were doing it as a big show in Australia. Now, granted, they didn't get the attendance they had initially thought, but I mean, they don't book these stadiums week to week. Whenever they booked this show, it was following All In London.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it was following the first All In London, correct? The 80,000 show, I think. Did they announce this in 23 or 24?
After the Willoughby with Ospreay and MJF, after that match they announced it. That was Willoughby.
So I don't know. I understand why it wasn't a pay-per-view. I mean, we have another pay-per-view coming in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I get why it wasn't a pay-per-view. But I just felt like we were told it was going to be.
Yeah, and I feel bad for all those people over in Australia who paid probably the extra $40 fees because they believed it was a pay-per-view. And then...
Wait, what were the fees? So I know there was like controversy around the tickets and all that.
And they paid...
I didn't read any of that shit. I probably should have, but I did.
I read it for you. So I know you. I know you. I know you don't like spoilers. So basically, people over in Australia, they paid the amount for a pay-per-view instead of a Dynamite or Collision show. So say $80 is your cheapest seat for the pay-per-view. They should have paid like $40 for it. For Dynamite or Collision.
So they were charged more money because it was thought to be a pay-per-view event?
Yeah.
That's pretty shitty.
And then the worst part about it, where they really...
It gets worse than more money?
Oh, yeah. It gets worse. So you think about, you pay for, let's say you pay for section 102, seat 3, whatever. Boom.
All right.
The stadium that they were supposed to be at, they moved over to a different one, and you couldn't get the refund for that spot. So you had to buy again, and the seat that you had, somebody else already had that seat.
Oh, so they didn't. Well, I guess they changed arenas. So what they do? They refunded you, and you had to rebuy.
No refund.
Or they just switched it over.
They switched it over, but the seat that they had at section 102, they had to get different section, so they went from 102 to like, hey, you at 210. Think of it like that.
So that's why they booed Tony Khan.
That's the part you don't get.
Gotcha.
So if you bought 102 and you went to the new arena, you in 210, no refund, no nothing.
You just getting a worse seat.
Yeah.
Man, how does Tony Khan make that right? What do you do? How do you fix that? I don't know how you even fix that. I guess
and the man
you'll offer everyone who came to this one a free ticket to the next one because I don't know.
Well, the thing was, they didn't have to get the refund, but they moved over. But what they paid for, they didn't get the seats they paid for. That's what happened. And the main controversy was the small little ring, y'all. That's the main controversy.
So here's my thing about the ring. If it somehow contributed to Buddy Matthews' injury, that really sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I don't see any issue with the ring. Mm-hmm. Clearly, they weren't going to ship their normal 20 by 20 ring to Australia. So they were going to rent a ring from a local wrestling promotion that has a ring.
They rented from Kyle Fletcher's buddy, from what I heard.
That makes complete sense. Of course they would do that. Why wouldn't they do that? People who are focused on the ring size.
It did do a lot to all the matches. You could tell being that
the only thing that I think was off. The only person that I even think had a slight issue with the ring size was Kenny Omega, and it's just because of how quickly he hits the ropes that I think he had a misstep, and it wasn't a botch. It just seemed like his timing was a bit off, but he's very, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess aggressive rope runner.
Look that, yeah.
But I think everybody else hit all their stuff like normal. Nothing seemed bad. I mean, Buddy jumping on his ankle. But I don't know if that's attributed to the ring or not. I don't know. I'd seen a thing that alleged it was a deleted tweet of his where he said there was holes in the mat in the ring, and that's why he twisted his ankle. I don't know if that tweet that was circulated is actually real.
Oh, it's real. He deleted it.
Did you see it from him, though?
It's from him. It was legit from him.
I don't know. Like, how would he know there was a hole in the mat?
I couldn't tell you if he doing that, but it came from him. And
whenever I was fighting, there were times where I would be at a show and the cage or the rings were being assembled.
Mm-hmm.
I actually had a fight once where my corner man had to help build the ring. It was a shit show. But that's not oddity. Like, I don't think Buddy was helping put that ring up. How would he have seen the mat? Because what you have, generally speaking, now I can't speak for this show. Clearly, I didn't get the invite to Australia. But what you generally have at a wrestling show is you have your ring, which is it's a box. It's just a wrestling ring, but you have 2x4 slats across the ring.
Yeah.
And then you have your mat that goes on top of the 2x4 slats. And then you have layers of canvas. You have multiple layers for if someone gets busted open, they bleed on it. Should they choose to, they can peel a layer back. Not always are there multiple layers, but generally there's multiple layers. Where would Buddy have been involved in seeing this ring disassembled to know there were holes in the mat? And then my follow-up question to that is, if you knew there were holes in the mat, why did your silly ass jump in the hole?
I would say it will happen after the whole arena get out the building. They take out tear it apart, and then boom. As he opens the ring and everything, he'll see where he landed at and the floor surface, wherever. That's where he knows the hole.
I don't know.
I would say it happened afterwards because he would want to know how he hurt his foot, what happened, and.
Do we know what his injury is? The severity of his injury?
Like he just twisted his ankle. So he's probably about, I don't know, maybe like 3 weeks the most heal.
So I do like that if that did come from him. I like the adage that Okada wouldn't have been able to get his foot on the rope if it was a 20-by-20 ring. That was funny.
That was funny, yeah. But he's right though. If it was a 20, he wouldn't have reached it.
Man, I didn't even notice the ring was smaller.
I did.
Like,
I noticed it.
I noticed those types of things. So, like in MMA, I'll notice whenever a cage is smaller. In like BKFC, they have a smaller ring sometimes that they'll use, and I notice it greatly in bare knuckle because it changes the fights completely. Like the moment they use the smaller squared circle in BKFC, every fight is totally different because there's nowhere to go. Like it's getting into a fist fight in a phone booth. There is nowhere to go.
No.
But I didn't. For me, I didn't feel like it impacted those matches greatly. I thought it was a great show.
It was a good show. It could have been better, but it was a good show. I'll say you can.
What did you not like?
What did I not like? Okay.
And then I want to say this first though. Okay. Don't look at it from the idea of it being a pay-per-view because it wasn't pay-per-view. It was Collision. So look at it in the context that this was Collision last week. Grand Slam was just Collision. It was just the Saturday show.
It was just okay.
You didn't have to pay $50 to see it. It was just their normal Saturday program.
Okay. Well, I would say one, the Death Riders versus Edge and Jay White. That match, it was kind of bad. The whole scenario was kind of bad. It started off good, then it went bad when they went to get the kendo sticks. And you could just look at him as they swung the kendo sticks at him. You could just tell them kendo sticks wasn't really phasing cardio at all. He was just standing there like. You could just tell it wasn't giving no effect, no nothing. Then after he swung the last one, he just jumped up and then attacked Adam. Yeah, Edge.
So for me, I do think that was kind of the low point of the show. With that said, it's also what I expected to be the low point of the show. Aside from probably the Mercedes match, which I didn't watch. But the Death Riders versus Jay White and Edge, here's the issue with it. So this is what, for me, is the biggest problem with that entire match and that entire premise, is that it's such an old WWE thing to do. I don't like you, you don't like me, and I don't like him either, but he doesn't like you, so I'm going to team with him, and then we're going to face you, so I can face you in a couple of weeks. It's such a Vince, Bruce Pritchard, Pat Patterson way to book a story.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it doesn't progress the story. So don't everybody come tagging me and well, this is why it works. And listen, I understand it. It does work to move the story along. But it sucks because it's a WWE way to book a story. Here's the other reason why it sucked. And this is a wrestling trope that drives me absolutely insane. When you have a no disqualification style match and everyone starts the match playing by an unspoken set of rules that they're not going to play by the end of the match. Here's what I mean. This was a no disqualification tag team street fight. Two on 2. But each set of 2 has a lot of friends. Clearly, this isn't going to be a 2-on-2 matchup, so why did we start it pretending it was going to be? Clearly, the Death Riders consist of more than 2 people. So why did we act like it was only going to be those 2? Honestly, Edge and Jay White should have had the upper hand because Jay White has the guns, so that's 2 additional. So now they have 4. And then you throw in Edge's FTR, well, now they have 6. And the Death Riders max out at 4. 5 if you count Marina. Literally, Jay White and Edge should have had the numbers advantage, yet they somehow did not.
Yeah.
It brings me back to WWE when Drew McIntyre would come to the ring with his sword. And every so often, Drew would be in a no disqualification match. And he would come to the ring with a sword and not use a sword. Why would you do that? That doesn't make any sense. So if you're 2 guys with 4 friends, why didn't you show up with the other 4 guys?
I think
and
I will say
the playground, if you were getting into a fight and you knew he had 2 older brothers,
oh damn.
you're bringing as many friends as you can. Even if this is supposed to be fair one-on-one, well, then why are they with you? Just in case. Well, that's good, because I brought them just in case. Why would Jay White and Edge have shown up without anybody else? I'm supposed to be able to suspend my disbelief, but when you do things like this, you make that impossible. Should have said it was a street fight. Should have called it a tag match. Let it start off with a brawl, and then tell the ref, throw out the rule book. That's why they don't have the extra guys. They weren't planning on it being no DQ. Now it is. But when it's planned to be no DQ, why wouldn't you bring everyone and every weapon with you? How come no one ever walks out to a no DQ match with a steel chair in hand? Why do they always got to find it under the ring? I would come to the ring with a baseball bat. Edge owns one that's full of nails. And he didn't bring it with him. Could it not get through customs? There should have been a story there. If Spike is an element to the Edge character in AEW, there should have been a story told as to why he didn't bring the spiked bat to the match where he couldn't get disqualified for using a spiked bat. That's basic match psychology. If a guy is known for a weapon and he doesn't have it in a match where he could use the weapon, you got to tell me why he doesn't have the weapon.
Spike only comes out on special occasions. A special occasion.
Oh, because they never told us that. He literally had Spike on Wednesday. Why didn't he have Spike on Saturday? In a match where he could have used Spike. That should have been the story. Ending Wednesday night, whenever they got the briefcase back from him, Dynamite should have gone off. It should have ended with Edge taking Spike and putting Spike in a duffel bag and telling Mox, let's see if I can get this through customs. Then you at least had anticipation for, are they going to use a bat with nails in it in the match?
They should have. Right.
Story could be, he gets the bag out from underneath the ring, opens it up, and there's a note from customs. Big orange piece of paper, seized by customs. And that would have been a comedy spot. It would have been hilarious. Instead, I'm left wondering, why didn't you bring the bat with nails in it to a no DQ match? That doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. I think they ended that match well.
They did. but it could have been better.
It could have
It could have
been.
been better. But
I'm hoping the ending to their next match is better. I hope they end the one match with a very brutal beating of Edge. Or the dethroning of Mox because Christian cashes in. One or the other.
I don't know. That would mean if Christian Cage catches in, he would need his family along with FTR and the Guns to stop the Mox Death Riders.
Or you just have the unexpected Edge helps him win. I still like my idea of how I booked it.
No, we're going with it.
I still like it. We got to get the belt off of Mox.
We got to see the belt first.
We have to get the belt off of Mox and away from Edge. Because Edge should never be the AEW World Champion. We need to get it off of Mox onto Christian and use that as a way to carry it to someone who should be AEW World Champion. And it's not Mox, which is crazy to me that I feel that way. And it definitely is not Edge. Edge absolutely should not become AEW World Champion. Ever.
Like I said, Edge is this modern day Ric Flair.
Man,
just saying.
He might be.
Just saying.
He might be an H. And that's not a positive. I don't think this dude is going to go on the stand. He's not.
You want to buy another stand. That's all I got to say.
Just look at the size difference.
Okay, it's the wings that does it. The wings.
Dude, look at the body. Look at his leg compared to this entire build. Like
his leg is about as tall as his arm to his leg on that one. Good Lord.
Yeah, crazy. It's gigantic.
I'm just saying. Okay.
Anyway.
Hey, that ain't bad. Ain't bad.
But man, I don't know. I enjoyed Grand Slam, aside from the controversy, aside from all the things that people would try and drag AEW for. I think it was a good show. It was just the Saturday show. That's all it was.
Show? It was a Saturday show that came on at 10:30 at night. I'll look after the game.
Yeah, I did not watch it at 10:30 Saturday night.
I'm saying I did. I watched it. I watched the first hour. That was it. Then I wait to the rest tomorrow.
Yeah, I watched it in chunks.
Yeah, I would say, like I said, Vengeance was a little bit better than Grand Slam. I'm just throwing it out there. Vengeance was better than.
So I didn't watch the NXT show.
Oh, you didn't?
Started it and I haven't finished it off.
Okay.
I mean, what's going on that's good in NXT right now? Like, what should I be paying attention to on NXT?
Okay. We'll start with the best that they are building the future for the women's division. That's one good thing about it, which that's not your cup of tea, but hey, just saying, building up the future women's division. Most of them are doing, I ain't going to say this. Most of the women right now are better than the guys in NXT right now. So I'll just say that right now. I'll say right now, they had a debut of a new faction Saturday night that you missed. Like for.
Oh, I did see that. They attacked.
Oh, you saw that.
What's
the tag
Axiom and what's his partner's name?
I can't pronounce the name, but they attacked the tag team champions in the beginning, and then at the end they reappeared and attacked the North American champion. After battling A-Town Under. So that was good. And what else going on? Oh, and also NXT, they got the good feud between Ethan Page and oh god, what's his name? I can't pronounce the name. God dang, what more to do? But yeah, that's what's going on right now. They letting y'all know that AEW stars are building their way up in AEW, making a name for themselves, and now they're gonna have some little TNA making their names as well. And like the Rock's daughter, the general manager, she's not pursuing wrestling. She'd rather be in the general manager role. So hey, that's a good thing.
Probably a good spot for her.
Sometimes wrestling.
I did see the A-Town Down Under be involved in Triple Threat, and I would imagine we're gonna now break up A-Town Down Under.
If you watch the match, you can see it starting to form. Yeah, I think Grayson Waller gonna be the heel, and Austin gonna be the babyface.
It'll be interesting to book Austin Theory as a babyface.
Yeah, because the crowd was mostly behind Austin more than Grayson.
Yeah, I think they can do it. I mean, seeing how Atlanta responded to him.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to say that's how they said that he was going to be the next Cena. So, hey, we'll see how that works out. But right now, I'm going to say Grayson Waller will be the heel and Austin will be the face.
Yeah, I can see that. We just got a quote here. Two different quotes. So one's Dave Meltzer's response to Bubba Ray Dudley.
Oh, Lord. Uh-oh.
So basically, Bubba Ray dismisses the importance of having 5-star matches because the only rating that matters is money. Meltzer said, did he also say AEW is the second most successful pro wrestling company of all time? Since if the only metric is money, AEW over the next 3 years is guaranteed more financial success to be more financially successful than any company in history. Also, did he mention all the great wrestling I saw in ECW over the years didn't matter since it never turned a profit or drew crowds over 5,500? If he did, I credit him for consistency and learning the knowledge from the great promoters of the past. I'm going to touch on this just real quick.
I'll touch on it. Okay.
So,
I'll say this. With these 5-star matches, how can I put this in a nice way? Everybody has their vision of what a 5-star match is. You could say, like the one, many people say, Kurt Angle and Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania. That's a 5-star match. But Dave says this was a 4.5 or 4.25, wherever you put it at. That could be your version of a good 5-star match. But your name's not Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega, or
if it didn't happen in Tokyo Dome, it ain't 5 stars.
It's not a 5-star. Well, take it back. It's not a 6 and above star because he gave some of them like 7. What he gave one of them 7, I believe it was.
Yeah. I don't think that the only metric that matters in pro wrestling is money. Yeah. I think for Bubba to say that is insane for him to say that. I understand why he says it. So earlier today, now I haven't listened to the Busted Open show in a little while. Gotten a little annoyed by what they do. And earlier today, while I was building that Gundam, I was watching Bubba's conversation with The Undertaker. And Bubba Ray Dudley's behavior on Busted Open is so gross. He is such a kiss ass. He is so obsessed with pandering to WWE to ensure he can keep getting these little guest jobs with them to keep getting. And I get it. Y'all got to make money. But man, Busted Open collectively as a group just spends their time hugging Triple H's nuts, and it's gross. It is so gross. This whole the only metric that matters is money is really bizarre coming from a pro wrestler who never drew a dime. Bubba's whole thing about like making it like Bubba Ray Dudley acts like none of us seen his career. The Dudley boys were stars. Bubba Ray Dudley wasn't. No one bought tickets to see Bubba Ray Dudley wrestle. That's a fact. No one ever said, I'm going to go see Bubba Ray Dudley. People may have wanted to go see the Dudley boys. I'll even say, man, maybe people wanted to go see Aces and Eights. I don't know who, but I'm sure there's a person. But nobody was paying money strictly to see Bubba Ray Dudley before. That's just ironic. I mean, he doesn't.
That TNA run he did solo, that was a good run for him. I ain't gonna lie, that was a good run for him. It was.
I will say I didn't watch it, so my view is very skewed.
I'd say I saw it. It was a good run for him. That Bully Ray persona, that was a good run for him. Look out from the tag team to a single star.
And I think a guy who is an ECW original, to Meltzer's point, if making money is the only thing that matters, then ECW didn't matter. And as an OG, old school ECW fan, I refuse to accept the idea that ECW didn't matter. So if Bubba's saying ECW didn't matter, nothing he says has any merit. Because in the grand scheme of things, ECW mattered more than anything to pro wrestling. Because without ECW, we never get the Attitude Era. It just doesn't happen. Probably we could say we never get the NWO.
Right.
Without those elements, man, we never get Ruthless Aggression. We never get Cena. We never get AEW. We never get today's product without ECW and Paul Heyman. And it never turned a profit. All Paul did was he never even broke even. That crowd never drew a crowd over 5,500. 5,500 is probably the max ECW ever drew. Now, I don't know what that number is, but it wasn't big crowds. They were never putting 20,000 people into an arena for an ECW show. It never drew major ratings on anything it was ever on.
Never in the ballroom.
One Night Stand was probably it had to be their biggest pay-per-view buy for sure.
Oh, damn.
And that would have been a nostalgia act. Yeah, I don't think ECW never put 20,000 people in an arena. I bet that 5,500. I bet that is the max they ever did.
Right.
But to say that like all that matters is making money, I'm a guy who, from a business analyst perspective, I say money fixes everything. Money is the cure all. It's the end all. But wrestling's a performance. It's performance art. There's things that have happened on indie shows that didn't draw money for the performers where they did cool shit. Will Ospreay, Ricochet. I bet their thing that went viral, I bet they both made a couple $100. Like,
yeah. I'll say that.
But hey, I digress. At least twice a week.
I will say this. Even would have to hear, but I have to hear that interview to get Bubba's point of view on what he meant by that.
I don't have full context here. That's important.
But I believe, what was it? It was Devon, who always said ECW was the best place he ever worked for, even though it wasn't about the money to him.
I get how that could be the case. I mean, they were able to create something, and I'm sure looking back, probably in those moments, it probably wasn't easy to see. But I bet looking back on their career, seeing where ECW started, what it became, and how it's remembered. I mean, ECW is remembered way more fondly by people than what it got while it existed. Again, go back to high school. I was the dude watching ECW.
That is true.
That was me.
I remember. What was it? Did ECW come on like at midnight or so back in high school?
I would catch it, so I would have to move the living room TV by the window and get the rabbit ears going to try and pick it up staticky from some. I'm guessing I was somehow picking up like a Pittsburgh channel or something crazy, because the house me and my mom lived that time, the front window faced the turnpike overpass. So I put it there and I get a signal and I could watch it staticky. And there's no way it was on at midnight because I wasn't staying up that late.
Okay. I knew it was late. It was,
Let's talk Raw, Joe. Your sister's already made her prediction for first bell time. She says 8:27.
Damn! Girl, that's chill.
What thing we have going on tonight?
Last tournament. That's it. You know what? I knew that's gonna be it. I think Finn should win this.
I think Finn should win this as well. And
you know how
I think it should go.
I can tell you how it should go.
I think Roman should cost Seth.
I know, that's what I'm thinking. But this is how I think it should end. Let's just say, since they are trying to plan Seth versus Roman, I'll say the best way to do this, I want Finn to win. But if Finn doesn't win, Seth wins, then Seth would have to lose it at the Chamber, and Roman cost him at the Chamber.
Yeah. And I think
they're going to do that whole the Shawn Michaels and Undertaker in the Chamber match. How he just came from underneath the steel and boom, he cost him.
So there's a part of me that thinks it'd be good to do it at the Chamber, have Roman cost Seth the victory at the Chamber. But then I feel like we're wasting Seth versus Finn tonight. Like, have Roman cost Seth now. Seth doesn't need to be in the Chamber. Finn needs to be in the Chamber. It would benefit Finn to be in the Chamber. Seth doesn't need it. If we're not getting Seth toward the world title because we're going to have Roman cost him, then don't even put him in the Chamber. Like, take it away from him now. Give us hope with Finn. If Finn could even win the Chamber, like, it'd be believable for Finn to win. Like, it's going to be Cena, but like, what if it comes down to like Finn and Cena? You know, let Finn like start remaking his star. Speculation that Malachi Black, Aleister Black, but I mean, they're not gonna call him Malachi, that's for sure, is going to be joining Judgment Day. Could be an interesting way to bring him back, is to have him help Finn beat Seth Rollins.
That would be something.
Because then we get two feuds right there in one. Finn and Seth already exist. There's a story there. And now we can build a story with Aleister Black and Seth Rollins. Because they're apparently dropping the idea of Chad Gable getting help to face luchadors.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So we're probably not going to involve Aleister Black with Chad Gable. So let's put him with Judgment Day briefly and have him help Finn. You can acknowledge that maybe he helped Gable a little bit later on. They could cross each other backstage, and Chad could be like, hey, thanks for all the help. Done. There we go, little bow, put it away. AJ Styles against Dirty Dom tonight.
I'm okay with that.
That match will be fun. That'll be a fun match.
I'm going to say, I hope Dirty Dom wins. I ain't going to lie, y'all. I want Dirty Dom to win. If Dirty Dom wins, this will make him the best breakout star beating AJ Styles. And then you really get him the more heat for being a face. And even if he does try to just break his foot again, then the whole entire match, that'll make Dirty Dom a star.
Yeah. I think Dom has a lot of road ahead of him. So a win over AJ, you can start having AJ start questioning things. What a terrible thing to lose to Dom, right?
But
there's a lot they could do with AJ losing.
The best thing about it, if he did it clean, no help from nobody.
Dude, that'd be crazy.
If he beat AJ Styles clean with no help.
Yeah. But there could be another element to this going on. AJ kind of ran down all the problems Judgment Day has faced, right?
Yeah.
There's no Damian Priest, no Rhea Ripley. Where's Finn been? Blah blah blah. I go back to this often, but Edge started Judgment Day, and Finn kicked Edge out of Judgment Day and took it over. Night before he did that, he faced Judgment Day. It was Edge, Rhea Ripley, and Damian Priest versus Finn Bálor, Liv Morgan, and AJ Styles.
And 2 out of 3 is in Judgment Day right now.
Yeah.
That is. It makes you think about that from back in, 2-3 years ago.
Yeah. What if they could somehow work AJ into Judgment Day and kick everybody else out? What if we just go back to the OG3 of what should have been the Bálor Club? I think that would have been a cooler faction.
It could have been, yeah. But then again,
Judgment Day's grown, it's evolved. It's become way better than it was. I no longer call them the spooky kids from Hot Topic. Dom got over as a heel.
You can't beat Dom as a heel.
Better than MJF, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. All you got to do is just hold the microphone, get ready to say something, and boo.
Yeah, it's great.
Even when his music hit, he get booed. That's exactly.
We got Penta versus Pete Gunn tonight as well.
I'm gonna say that's probably gonna be a good match right there. Yeah. People don't give him credit, but Pete Gunn is good. People just don't give him credit.
Pete Gunn is fantastic. Pete Gunn is the Bruiserweight's one of my favorites, man. I enjoyed him a lot in NXT UK and NXT, even before that, and Evolve.
Yeah, Evolve. But in the UK,
I like the Bruiserweight.
The UK NXT, him and Walter, aka Gunther, were the main stars of that show.
Best looking belt, and that title belt was fantastic. I love the look of that thing. I liked NXT UK. I like UK wrestling. I like British strong style.
Good. Yeah, but yeah, them the main two stars of that show. And besides Rhea Ripley, they did.
It's that time. It's that time of the Monday show, Joe. It's time to when the bell tolls. Everyone, this is where we guess what time we think the first bell will ring to start the first match of WWE Raw tonight. My wife has already made her pick. She took 8:27.
All right. Okay. I'm going to say they're going to have Jay open up again. Jay open up again about the whole Gunther situation. So all right. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to say 28.
Ooh, 8:28. You got 8:28. My wife, your sister Mindy, has 8:27. If Jay opens the show, do you think they give him another 10-minute entrance?
Got the fans, got the kids. Come on now. And you know,
we're also expected to hear from Sami Zayn tonight.
Oh, Sami Zayn. Oh.
That could take some time. So Sami could open the show. Jay makes the most sense to open the show.
Yeah. He got the kids.
He can hype up the crowd, then they can move into a women's match that'll bore the crowd, but give people time to go pee and get another beer. And then maybe get us to Penta and be done. But yeah, man, the show's probably going to end at 10:30 again.
I think that 10. I'm going to lie, 10:30. 10:30 is a blessing, y'all. I just don't know. It's a blessing.
I'm going to say first bell rings. CM Punk's not advertised to do anything on the show.
That's how I bet you he called it distracting Seth because then women in the chamber.
Punk not advertised could interfere with the main event. You're right. Man. I'm going to go 8:18.
Damn, okay.
I'm going to jump earlier than you guys. I feel like we're going to get Jay and Gunther having interactions.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe it won't take long. Maybe it'll be quick. I have my doubts, but you guys got the. They're not going to go past 8:30. Yeah, if CM Punk was advertised to be like talking, we'd go past 8:30 before we got to a match. Man, you know what? No, I'm gonna change it.
I'm saying because
I'm taking 8:23.
I'm saying
he's gonna take at least 6 minutes to get to the ring.
You gotta think
that should be the new game. How long is Jey Uso's entrance?
Okay. So I could say this. They start off with the camera, man. The thing don't start to about at least 20 seconds after you say, yo, hit my music. Then you go through the curtain. What you want to call it, curtain? Song about halfway. Then he stands right there in the middle with the crowd moving. I would say that right there and going through trying to find, then that's probably about 5.5 minutes right there.
So you're taking 5.5 minutes?
I would say 5.5 minutes. If the music would stop, yeah, at least 5.5 minutes.
I think it's at least that long, yeah. I'm going to take 7 minutes for Jey Uso's entrance.
Okay, 7 minutes. So the entrance starts and literally when the camera points at him or when his music hits.
The very moment they put him on TV until he gets to cutting his promo, I'm counting that as entrance. So even whenever he's in the ring, I'm still counting that as his entrance. So until he gets to doing what he's there to do, whether it be cut a promo or have a match, everything from the very moment he starts on the TV till that thing occurs is entrance.
Hold up. Let me think about this again. Okay. Cameraman. Got the little kids right there. Curtain.
Jey Uso gets more entrance time than 80% of the roster gets TV time. And I'm not mad at it.
I'm not mad let me think about this for a second. Okay, so if you up there at the crowd, that his theme song is at least 3 minutes, 2 minutes at the most.
Sometimes he runs it back.
Yeah, he run it back. It's literally his theme song is literally like no more than 3 minutes long. They rewind it and rewind it. Then you got to think about getting over the barricade, going over the high five with Pat McAfee and Cole. Oh, god dang.
Are you thinking longer than 7 minutes? A couple weeks ago on SmackDown, it was 10 minutes.
All right.
I think it was SmackDown. Was that SmackDown? That may have been Raw. Whatever it was. It was a 10-minute entrance. I timed it. It was 10 minutes.
Okay. All right. I'm going to say roughly between 5:45 and 6:30.
All right.
That's my time frame. Between that time frame, 5:45 and 6:30. As long as it would take.
What else you got for us today, Joe? You got anything good for the people?
I got something good for people.
Yeah.
All righty. Over the weekend, the bracket, y'all. If Kyle Fletcher would have won, he'll been at 3 and would have moved on. But Omega got his first pin.
I can't believe that they had Will Ospreay and Kenny go over in Australia.
I know. That's what later. I had it already. I had to scribble it out because I had Kyle Fletcher already on the winner because he won.
I definitely thought he was going to win that. So that's one thing I want to say about AEW. First, I just want to get this out there. Of the remaining wrestling of WWE, AEW, I'm never surprised when I watch WWE's programming. 99% of the time, who I think is going to win is who wins.
Mm-hmm.
AEW hits me with curveballs constantly. I'm constantly going, I didn't think that dude was winning. Like, that's not how I thought this was going to go. Now, I'm not saying it always makes sense, but I'm saying at least sometimes I'm surprised.
Yeah, I was surprised. So, yeah. So
how do you have a guy end up in Australia? You had 2 guys from Australia lose in Australia. I thought Buddy was going to beat Okada. And I thought Kyle Fletcher was going to win.
I did too. But you gotta remember, think of it like this. WWE, you got Edge and Bret Hart. They all lost in Canada.
Yeah, and we had Drew crash the castle.
Okay, so you gotta think about the hometown hero ain't always gonna win.
I just figured AEW needed a good publicity around it, so I figured they would do it.
Nah, I thought so too.
But I guess they did with what's her face. So
yeah, but as far as the bracket, we got with 2 wins so far. It is Kyle Fletcher and Carmelo Hayes with 2 wins. And damn, Swerve and Hangman ain't got no points yet, y'all. Sorry. Seth Gunther, no points. Jacob 5-2 and Breaker, no points. But the rest, 1 point leads are with Jay, Drew, Penta. Okada got his first win Saturday, y'all. So, whoop, whoop.
There we go.
Ricochet, and last with Danny Garcia and Offspring and Omega, all with 1 point.
This 10 wins is going to take some time. It's kind of crazy.
It's crazy, man.
It's a hell of a bracket. Can't hear you, Joe.
To stay in the board, because if Carmelo wins Friday, or if he advertised to win Friday, damn, he gonna beat Penta, y'all. Just saying.
There's no way they're gonna let Pete Dunne go over.
I know,
but man, you never know. Maybe. Maybe.
I don't know.
Gable could always show up and help him.
Hey, Gable, yeah, that's a heel move right there.
Mm-hmm. I mean, eventually they're gonna do what they always do with the new toy in WWE, and stop feeding Penta wins, and have him lose, and then see if he can maintain his popularity. Like once you're the new thing, whenever you come in, they give you the big push, and then it's on you. And back things off, they start jobbing you out and see, like, can you keep this momentum up if the machine is not behind you? So it'd be quick to do it, but they also can't just forget about Chad Gable either. So if Gable were to help Pete Dunne, it helps build his heel heat.
Mm-hmm.
You could tease us with a Pete Dunne Chad Gable alliance that then Gable turns on Pete Dunne because it's American made and Pete Dunne's not American.
Mm-hmm.
So we could progress we could progress like 3 different feuds if Chad Gable helps Pete Dunne win this.
Oh, and one more thing I got to mention. Last week, I don't know if y'all paying attention, but last week on all 4 shows, the tag team division took over, y'all. Just saying, tag team division took over all last week. So
yeah,
gotta give them some credit for that now. Shoot.
Yeah, WWE's had some good tag matches lately, especially on Raw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We'll see what tonight brings. I don't think there's not a single tag match advertised. So I'm sure we're getting one, but there's not one advertised right
now. Nah, I don't think so. Unless they got War Machine against another member Judgment Day yet, but that's about it.
All right, everyone. Thank you for checking us out for our Raw preview show with a little bit of weekend wrestling from last week because, well, I was sleepy yesterday. And I was building this giant thing.
It's okay.
Big shout out to Original Gunplug Garage. Go check them out on Instagram.
It's okay. I was tired yesterday from like shoveling the driveway, y'all. So yeah.
Oh, I did that this morning. I waited it out yesterday. Like, I'll let it get all done, then I'll shovel.
Yeah.
I knew I wasn't going nowhere yesterday.
I was done yesterday, got out the way.
Thank you for checking us out live on Instagram. If you're on YouTube or Spotify, hey, that means I remember to upload it. But you should really go follow us on Instagram because that's where everything happens live. So until Wednesday, you guys enjoy Raw, enjoy NXT tomorrow. We'll see you Wednesday night. We'll recap Raw. Joe will probably watch NXT, and we'll preview AEW Dynamite. Till then, we're out.